July the 2nd, 2023. Guys, more information coming in out of France after the fifth night of riots there. But first, let me say this, a couple of things. I'm going to look at the weather nationally here in just a few minutes. But for all you guys that are going to do fireworks this year and over this weekend, this holiday, I want you to think twice about it. One, it'd save you a hell of a lot of money. But the other thing is, last Christmas here around New Year's and all during the holidays, a lot of dogs came up missing in this area because they were so frightened by the fireworks. And people were on Facebook looking for their pets and everything. It was very sad, very tragic. And if that's worth it to you, then so be it. I'm going to be on the phone with my neighbors this afternoon and ask them to at least let me know 15 minutes. But if you're going to have to do that, then let me know a few minutes ahead, and I can make sure that all my dogs are inside the fences and things like that where they can't try to escape. But even that, dogs will try to get out from under a fence or over a gate because they're afraid of it. It's like gunfire to them. So if you can hold back, do it. Or if you want to continue on with it after you hear what I had to say, then so be it. Just saying, guys, it's a lot of money. You could be buying food for your family, and you could save a lot of heartbreak from people losing their pets. Think about it. Back to France. Now, this is fifth night. It says France's fallen migrant mob torches mayor's home, wife, and kids were injured escaping. I think he was at City Hall where he's been for the last several nights. Let's read this. It says migrant riots continued in France for the fifth day as a violent mob attacked the home of the mayor of a Paris suburb, forcing his wife and children to flee in terror. The wife and one child were injured in what the mayor called an assassination attempt. Guys, I mentioned, I think it was in yesterday's video, that France is starting to see some of the problems with mass unchecked migration, simply a clash of cultures, if no other reason. But once you get slapped in the face with it, you start to wake up, and that has happened in the U.S. in some cases. Depends on where you are and what the circumstances are. But here, this mayor, he got woke up real quick. It says a violent mob attacked the home of Mayor Vincent Jeanbrun in the Paris suburb La Haye-les-Roses, a bedroom community of 31,000, as Gibran posted at 6:45 a.m. local time today. It says he was at a town hall as he had been for the previous 3 nights of rioting, leaving his wife and 2 children home alone when rioters smashed down the gates with a burning vehicle at 1:30 a.m. this morning. They set fire to the house, garbage cans in the family car, and shot fireworks at the house. The mayor's wife had to flee their home under attack, lifting their children over the wall to the neighbor's yard, injuring themselves in the process. The wife and one of the children were hospitalized with fractures. The 2 children were very traumatized. France Info reports. That's France Info, one word. Now, I'm going to link to this article because there's a lot of images from Twitter. According to public prosecutor Stefan Hardouin, the attacks probably intended to burn down the house. You think? Initial findings lead us to believe the vehicle was launched to burn down the bungalow, the public prosecutor told the press. An accelerant was discovered in a bottle of Coke. Jean Brun called it an incredibly cowardly assassination attempt and a milestone in horror and disgrace. Again, guys, what I'm talking about, that slap upside the head, maybe not just in the face, but a power slap. And that's what needs to happen with some of our politicians over here. It will be coming to a hometown near them soon because of their border policies. My determination to serve and recapture my country is greater than ever, Jean Brun said. I will never back down. Yeah, and now that you've allowed all this to happen, your family's nearly killed while you're off at a town hall. Why weren't you there anyway with your family? At least have them with you. The worst rioting took place in the Mediterranean port city of Marseille last night. There were 719 arrests Saturday night, 994 Friday night, 1,311 Thursday night. Now, 45 police officers were injured Saturday and 515 the week before. 577 vehicles torched and 74 buildings set on fire. 871 fires were set on streets. French riot police were seen deploying in cities and making arrests. It says the French commandos on the streets of France. And Paul Golding on Twitter is saying, isn't multiculturalism and diversity just wonderful? It's this culture class set about by the New World Order, guys, to bring chaos and destruction, and then their order out of the chaos. They're talking about nationalists are patrolling the streets. That's patriots. A large residential building was reported on fire in Grigny. Massive police formation up in Paris. Time for a brutal crackdown. Again, Paul Golding, July 2nd, 2023. That's today. Now let's switch to the National Weather Service map again for today, and you can see the southeast is in orange instead of purple. It's all moving to the east for my friends in Georgia and the Carolinas, there, Florida Panhandle, Alabama. But we're not seeing that purple area. We go from yellow to this orange to red and then to purple. So it's getting better. We still have heat advisories out. That's what this is. Remember, you can come here and click on your area anywhere on the map, and you're going to go to local information. Now, each local station has slightly different info as far as the radar, what kind of radar they're using, and the different models they use, but you can get close enough. Let's just look here where we are at in central Mississippi. This will be coming out of Jackson. Now, this is what it comes up when you click on your area. Again, it could be slightly different out of Jackson, Mississippi. Again, elevated risk in the orange. Notice at the bottom, though, you have limited in yellow, elevated in orange, red is significant, and for the last 3 or 4 days, we've been in the extreme in the purple areas. High temps in the mid to upper 90s. Peak heat indices 105 to 110. Heat exhaustion likely with prolonged outdoor activity. Timing 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Right now outside it is 82 degrees, humidity 96%. I'm looking at my weather station, and 93 as far as heat index. So guys, we are getting somewhat of a break. It's still going to be warm. You're still going to have to be very careful with your pets, but this is definitely a better situation than what we've had, and we are possibly going to get some rain into North Mississippi. Now here's our current radar. Jackson's right in the center, crossing I-20 and I-55 that goes up to Memphis. You can see coming in across Greenville now, moving north of Wynota in their area. Guys, some storms building up. If they will kind of chain through here, that would help, because not for tornadoes and all, but for the cooling effect of the storms and the outflows around them. But if this rain comes in quickly and then stops, you're going to have the heat of the day building up on top of that moisture, and that's going to increase the humidity and our heat indices. But I just want to touch base on this again. Let me reiterate. Guys, if you can withhold from spending hundreds of dollars on fireworks, and from your neighbors and friends losing pets because they're frightened, please look into your heart and do that, okay? Think about it. Put yourself in their position. Have you ever lost a pet? If you haven't, it's one of the worst feelings you can have. So don't put that on anyone else. But guys, we'll keep an eye on it. If we can get some more updates today, we can. We will, excuse me. But just stay safe. Stay out of the heat. Be careful. Use your head. It's a heads up. Be safe.